I winded down the camp here before we break. Very happy. Had a good day today. Very attentive day today because you always worry about that last day. Sometimes guys, wanting to get home. They come out and got their work in, worked their tails off, had good practice. Been very pleased for the most part on these last 6 practices we've had right here. So hopefully we'll carry it on in the bowl game. But very proud of the kids, and again, thought we had good practices where we're at. Questions?
Of course, big news yesterday was your extension. In fact, you're going to be staying a while. How nice is that to get it done and also kind of put to rest, I guess, all this talk of rumors? I mean, I know it was done early, but hey.
But it was. I mean, it just gets it out there for everyone to know that. I said I love it being here. I want to be here. This is a great place. We built something really special here, and I want to continue it for a long time. And I think President Thrasher has been awesome with that and seeing the big picture of everything we're going. He loves it and understands what we do, and we understand our importance to this university too, how we represent it and the things that go on. And administration, Stan, and everyone, it was great to get that done. And I'm happy to be here and want to be here.
Of course, I mean, I know you've got asked these questions from us and from fans, but I mean, how often were you asked about this on a daily basis of, are you going to stay?
Actually, not a lot. I mean, our kids, not from the kids, and the people know if there's something that's significant, I'm very honest and open with people, and the guys that count on my job for their life, and I would always be open and honest with that, and was very with that. So it really wasn't as bad as, everyone else as far as that goes on a daily basis.
Does it help having 2024 recruiting? To have.
Oh, it does. It's security and knowing what you're going to do, and then the plan just like when you want to plan and see a future, you have long-term vision of what you want, how you want things, and where you want to go. Now you know you're going to be here. You can those longer plans of how to get there, having a plan, what you need. At 2 years, what you need. At 4 years, what you need. At 6 years, what you need. Because you can't get everything overnight, but the big picture of what you want to do, and it makes that a lot easier. And people who are investing in it and believing in it see that that's it's going to be there too.
Of course, another thing we've seen in college football is guys saying they're not going to play in bowl games. McCaffrey made that announcement yesterday. A, what's your thoughts on that? And B, do you think that's going to be a trend we see in college football over time?
I don't know if it's a trend or except I don't know the circumstances of each guy's situation and why or when or what's going on. So I don't have an opinion on that. It's hard to make that opinion, but you'd want to play, but everybody has a different situation, and each one you'll have to adjust as it goes. And I'm not going to make a judgment on them because again, I don't have enough information on that whole scenario. You'd love to see them play, but sometimes scenarios take it away. I don't know. It's just a changing world. I know that.
Jimbo, do you think it goes back to, you talked about the playoffs kind of seem to render other games quote unquote meaningless to a lot of people. Do you think that has something to do with this?
I think the perception, I don't think it helps it, most definitely, but I don't know if that's true because, this Orange Bowl to us is very meaningful. Right. It's a chance to compete, and if you're an athlete and a chance to be with your teammates, and I say the teammates the friends you make in college, man, are so special. And but it could be, you'll never know. Because that's where a lot of the focus is. It's not, in the media and everything else. It doesn't get, the other things don't carry the emphasis that they used to do. You know what I'm saying? Every article and every show is on the playoffs, but I'm sure it doesn't help it. But at the same time, I don't think it's a total cause of it. Because, there'll be other things that could cause it.
If some players have, injuries they battle throughout the year, or maybe they're trying to, try to start draft preparation early, is it okay for them to kind of look out for themselves?
It obviously is. But, here's what I always find out about draft preparation. The most important thing they look at? What's on film. At the end of the day, they look at what's on film. Now, you want to get healthy. If you're not healthy and you can't play, that's a different animal. That's a different thing. But at the end of the day, I know this from the combine people and from my own scouting evaluations. I love to watch guys get those numbers that run it. They kind of confirm the athleticism you see. But at the end of the day, you get drafted on what you put on film, for the most part. And so that's 6 one way, half dozen the other. But each kid has. I'm not here to judge or anything else about any other player. That's for them to decide.
Aren't the schools able to help pay?
Insurance, yes. And then now, you used to be able to. You can even take, and it's how much the NFL says where you'll get drafted too. It's based off your draft status, and where you go, and it is, and that's a very big thing. And we have done that in the past. But the good thing in the past you couldn't do, which I believe you can. Now, don't hold me to this. I think it's 100. They can now pay for their draft status and get loans based off their value in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Before you couldn't do that, so schools were helping them pay and some of that, but. You do, and that money there's tax free in what you do too. So
Jimbo, last year, Jalen knew he was going to be a top 5 pick in October. For him to, he didn't slow him down at all, right? And he certainly.
I think it's each individual.
Right.
When you get back down to it, I think it gets to an individual choice. Again, you had 2 people. We say it's a trend, but you've had 2 out of the zillions that are out there. And like you said last year, the quarterback from California went in the first pick. He played. Now the other guy was in the playoffs. Lynch was in the playoffs. That was different. In playoffs, you think is different, but to me, it's ball is ball. Bosa played in the bowl game. Ezekiel Elliott played in the bowl game. And I know the one guy got hurt, but I mean, you can get hurt in practice. You can get hurt doing everything, but it's their choice.
The guy that got hurt came out and said that he wished he could play in the bowl game.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. Bowl games to me are special. I mean, it kind of culminates your season and that senior class and the relationships and going and doing. I think they are, but that's everybody's choice. I think it goes back to again what you're saying. I think it's each individual and who they are.
For the relationship part, I mean, if a player sits out, does it kind of cause a rift or?
Well, I don't know. I never had it. I mean, that would be up to him and his teammates. I don't know.
Jimbo, if you had a player sit out,
I have no idea. I'm not going to speculate on something till you're part of something. It's hard to ever make a speculation.
I assume you'd be stunned if 4 came to you and said,
Oh, yeah.
Coach, I don't want to play.
Actually, I would be. I would be.
Guess you guys are going to spend Christmas together down there.
Mhm.
I guess just for everything you go through is a special moment to be able to do that.
It is. I mean, you wish you could do it, but the way the game moved to the 30th, so you get your week of practice and getting down there and get settled and practice a little bit on Christmas Day and then have a dinner that night and everything together and like a family, and we try to spend a lot of time with them. Hopefully they'll get 3.5 good days back with their families here. And then the good thing about it after the game, they'll get 8 or 9 days, but we start school a little bit later than normal tonight, so they'll get back a couple extra days at the end for the holidays. But it'll be good to be with them and everybody on the family.
It's gonna be a hot Christmas, huh?
Huh?
It's gonna be a hot Christmas.
It'll be a hot Christmas. That's a good thing. Usually in a hot Christmas, usually in good bowl games.
Jimbo, you talked about Michigan's front seven, but Jordan Lewis, their cornerback.
Oh, yeah.
What stands
All
out
of it.
about him? What does he do for their defense?
Extremely competitive, very physical, long, ball skills, ball judgment, covers well, really athletic, great balanced body control, runs well. I mean, very good. And all they're going 8. I mean, he's long and big. 28 he comes in. Their safeties. I mean, they all have really good ball skills, long and big.
Jimbo, how important was it to get the extension done before the bowl game instead of maybe afterwards?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's that important. I mean, for both sides, it's knowing recruiting and everything else. I think it definitely helps and put those things to rest. And because we had been going on it for such an early time period earlier, working on it, it'd be get done by now. But it makes it a lot easier just to know the stability of what you have and the people you're recruiting and the people that work for you and all those things that allows them to understand, what the future is and allows you to do better work, in my opinion.
Jimbo, with Travis and everything that happened earlier this year with Bo Paskey, some players probably wouldn't have taken to it how Travis has. How has he kind of stayed level-headed and continued?
Well, I think what it's been very eye-opening. Because you always tell folks and you tell people, boy, you can make a difference. Okay, and you hear it and you believe it, but everybody's going, people sometimes say, man, really? Do people really care if I do this or that? I mean, I think it was very eye-opening and awakening for him to see that he can make a difference just because of the status and who he is and what he is, and just by being kind to somebody. I think it was very eye-opening to him and all of our players that, when it happens like that, I think it does something. Wow, what they're saying and coaches saying and everybody's saying in the program is true, that I can make a difference, and I think it helps change you as a person. I mean, those kind of things to me, I say life-changing, but they're eye-opening. That the impact you can have as a person in the world.